episode of DSP. As always, I'm your host, Josh. And tonight's episode is brought to you by Great Lakes Discs. Whether you're looking for cool new gear or your new favorite disc, Great Lake Disc has what you need. Click the Linktree link and you'll see the Great Lake Disc link. Click that and start your shopping today. While you're on the Linktree, you'll also see a link for Idio Sports. If you want to take your game to the next level, make sure you get Idio shoes on your feet. The only disc golf shoes made by disc golfers for disc golfers. Also, use my discount code discseeker to save money on your next order.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I'll let my guest fully introduce himself, where he's from, and how did he even get into disc golf?
All right, what's up, man? My name is Carl D. Jones Jr., aka Crazy Carl, Throwild Network. Let's go. So I'm from Riverside, California, and so I got into disc golf. My buddy, he approached me. He was like, "Yo, you ever thrown a frisbee?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And he was like, "You know anything about frisbee golf?" And I was like, "No, I've never heard of it." And so I was living in Texas. I just moved to Texas after college. I was living in Tempe, Arizona, and I got my AA in graphic design. And so I moved up to Texas. And so he was like, "Look, he's like, we're going to go to McKinney, Texas, and I'm going to show you how to play disc golf, basically frisbee golf, right? The new disc, right?" And so I was like, "Okay, cool." Right. So I played, and he gave me a putter and a mid range. He wouldn't even let me throw a driver because he was like, it's too advanced right now. Let's just get you throwing a putter. So we went and played Alex Clark. That's my home course. It's the first course I ever played, and I just got hooked. After that, I just started playing every day. I started throwing in the field every day, and I just caught the bug.
Heck yeah. So, do you find yourself more on the competitive side with tournaments, or do you find yourself more on the casual side while making content?
So I when I first started, I wanted to play like professionally, So I played amateur for a little bit, and then I jumped in the open, and then it wasn't successful. You know what I mean? I had some hard times. I got last a bunch of times, but I figured I put a lot of time into practicing. And so I would film my practices. And so I would do a lot of slow mo and see what I'm doing wrong with my drives or my putts and stuff like that. And so later on, I was like, maybe I should start posting it, put music to it. And I started like editing videos and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how I got into content. And then Facebook was like, "Hey, you're a content creator. Start making reels." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I like doing it anyway." And so that's how I kind of got into content was I was filming my pro kind of stuff to go into tournaments and do better. And then I was just like, well, I should start posting and put music to it. And that's kind of how that started.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So, um, how do you still try and compete at all, or are you just like so focused on just content and just having fun at this point?
So once I started my business, the playing the tournaments kind of went away, and then I kind of got into vending and filming tournaments and doing content. So I mean, I would like to start playing tournaments and get my rating back up and really competing again. So I do have that desire, but the business and trying to play it gets kind of hard.
Yeah. So you mentioned on how you got last a couple times. It was kind of difficult. Do you have any advice for players who are going through that where they're having a season where it's just not going right and they just keep feeling like, hey, I'm putting all this practice in, but I'm not getting the results, and it's kind of disappointing. Like, what tips or advice do you have for those type of people?
I would say make sure you're putting in the time, you know what I'm saying, to go and practice the things that you don't know how to do, right? So you can be in certain situations in a tournament and you don't know how to get out of, or you've never been in that position. And some people don't practice the things that are holding them back, or they don't have a certain um, skill, you know what I'm saying? And so what I did in my traveling through trying to be a professional disc golfer was I took a lot of the things people would tell me and be like, hey, you should learn how to do one of these, or you should learn how to do a straddle, or I see that you probably should learn how to flick. You would have had a better upshot, you know? And so I'd be like, okay, I should listen to that and go back to, my practicing and practice these things. And so you just got to stay positive, you know what I'm saying? Because at least for me, when I would not do good in tournaments, I would lose my head and then my game would go. And then soon as I left the game, my putts go and then my attitude went. And so I just try to make sure I stay positive, and I practice the things that I'm not good at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very good advice. So y- you obviously spent some time practicing. What was your favorite like part of your practice? What did you enjoy the most? Did you enjoy like putting practice or getting out to the field or practice rounds?
Oh, so I did a lot of field work. So this is why I can throw far, is because I did a lot of field work with putters. I started with putters, and the hardest shot in disc golf is straight. If you can throw a putter straight 300 feet, you're hitting a lot of fairways. You're gonna stay in the middle of the fairway. You're gonna be hitting pretty good birdies with your up shots or whatever. So I started with putters and then I advanced to mids and then drivers and stuff like that. Most people jump into drivers is because that's pretty much all you see on videos, right? It's people already advanced throwing drivers. And so my biggest thing was learning the putter, learning flight, and learning like the disc, what it's gonna do in the type of wind that you're gonna throw it in. And so that was my main goal was to study that.
That's really cool, and I like that advice too because I'm a field work junkie. I love going out to the field next to my house. So
Yeah,
yeah, and like throwing putters is definitely something that I started doing recently, and it's definitely helped me develop a backhand throw
yeah,
with like, and now I'm starting to use like fairways and stuff, and it's like wow, it's crazy.
yeah. It'll help with accuracy and a lot. The finesse part of um, throwing to the basket. So yeah, it's fun. You know what I mean? I like throwing. You ever throw a lid, old school frisbee?
No.
Yeah, see, like when I do clinics with people, I usually bring out a lid to see if they can play catch because essentially the basket is a person, right? You got the head, the shoulders, the chest is where you're trying to hit. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing a whole bunch of moving around, you're just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? With a frisbee, because you get that
Yeah.
old school frisbee feel. And so yeah, that's what I usually go with first, and then I go into putters. And people are like, dude, I've never played catch before. I'm like, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's definitely huge, especially like that concept would definitely help with like long distance putting, like beyond
Yes,
20 feet.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right there's that's like my current struggle is like I notice that in tournaments, like if I'm beyond 20 feet in my division, I should be hitting those and I don't, and I leave it open. It's like, oh,
But just imagine like just maybe 30 minutes of catch before the tournament with somebody, and you can just do a couple air bounces, because that's what I like about playing like lid is doing the air bounces. And like people do the wicked air bounces where you can air bounce it like this and it'll pop down and come up and then take off and you're like, what? And so it helps you break your wrist to get that you know
get that
spin.
snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's actually a really good idea. Definitely I'll grab a lid and start doing that before a
Yeah, go
tournament.
get you a frisbee, dude. And then sometimes if you don't have a person to throw to, you throw it in like a headwind, throw it up, and then it takes off, and then you go and chase it, and then you can get exercise that way. So,
Yeah.
sky's
I
the
like
limit, bro.
I like that idea. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
So, if me and you were to meet up around like your area, what are the 5 courses you would take me to that we would have to play?
All right, so we're gonna have to go play Lake Louisville. It's called Old Man, and then you have to play the iconic Alex Clark. All right, and then I would say Veterans in Arlington. That's a good place. And Munson in Denison, Texas. That's good. And I would say Turner Park in Grand Prairie. And the only reason I say that is because they're like more of like mountain type kind of courses that you will get in Texas. You'll get some elevation, you'll get some open, you'll get some little bit of tree coverage, stuff like that. But I'm more of like I like mountain type kind of golf. I like throwing over trees and having a lot of elevation. So that's kind of like my pick.
Yeah, you would definitely love the courses around here because we have tons of elevation, lots of hills, up and down, wood, wide open. We even got some flat courses. We got it all here. It's awesome. We even
Yeah,
got courses that are right up against the lake, so you have to compete with the wind.
yeah. You
You
guys
know,
have a lot of good fresh air. Like when I'm out there, I'm like, it's real fresh, and I have to find my breath when I'm laughing out there. And yeah, it's not a hill; it's like a mountain. So yeah.
yeah. Uh, so what do you actually enjoy throwing? Like what's in your bag?
Right now, I throw everything. I've always kind of been like that. Like, and so like how I got into the groove is because people like would give me grooves because they were so called horrible, and so people knew me as throwing whatever. Like they would just give me whatever. Hey man, I heard you like throwing this crap, and I'm like okay, and then I would go out and figure it out, and then I would ace it, and so I was just like okay, cool. So I throw, man, I throw like a wraith. The wraith is like my favorite disc. I can throw that over 500. I like
Wow.
pop top wraiths. Anything that flies really. I mean, I've thrown worlds, all kinds of stuff, man. Like old stuff, lightning discs, rubber putters. You know what I'm saying? Arrows. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
more so backhand or forehand? Are you able to throw both?
I could do both. So I throw a lot of up shots with um, forehands. I do a lot of forehand rollers. But the thing, like when I do content, like you don't like you can show up shots, but it's kind of boring. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you know what I mean. I don't show a lot of flicks because it's not like my main strength. It's like really my upshot game is more up forehand.
Yeah. So speaking of content, what where did you come up with the name of the Throw Wild Network?
Oh, okay. So the throw wild part. So my business name is Throw Wild, right? And so how it came up is I throw a lot of crazy shots. Like I would just go and it would be at new courses and I'd be like looking like this, right? And if you look at T signs, sometimes they'll show you the directions they like are like, yeah, you can go this way, you can go that way, this way. And so I would just try to throw the craziest stuff because we play this game called 51, right? Have you heard of it?
No, I've not heard of it. So what is it?
Okay, so when you gotta announce it at the first tee, right? So you go, hey, you guys play 51. Most people in Texas, they play 51. All right. So anything off the tee, if you hit the basket, is $1. If you splash out, it's $1. If you ace, it's $5. And that's on all 18 holes, right? And so I learned how to play like that. And so I would go and be like, hey, you play 51, boom, boom, boom. So it makes it a different type of play, right? Because I'm really chasing aces because I want the money in your pocket, right? That's the fun part for me at least, right? So I would throw crazy stuff where people are like, whoa, that was crazy, Carl. Right. And so that's kind of where that name came from. Man, that was crazy line. That was a wild shot. Why would you throw that? And then I put throw wild, crazy Carl. And then I kind of put it together. I started a business. And then the network part came from, it used to be media. So it used to be throw out media. I would go out to tournaments and I would go out to like amateur worlds and all these other tournaments. And I noticed nobody would do coverage, and at least they wouldn't do coverage for the homies. And so I would really just go out with the homies. We'll go to tournaments, and I would film them just playing disc golf. And some people would hit big aces. Some people would hit, good birdies, and then like you post it on Facebook, the memories pop up. So every year would pop, hey man, that was cool. Thanks for coming out, Carl. It was the, and so I got to see the other side of disc golf besides being a player, you know what I'm saying, and then being there to just kind of sell merchandise and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I can do some filming and do editing and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how that started. And then I was like, I don't like media. We should do something like network because people are like, dude, you're a really cool networker. You like linking up with people. And I was like, network, linking up. Oh, dude, yeah, throw a wild network. Let's go. And then I just turned all my pages into the network. And then that's kind of how that started.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So what has been some things that you learned since you started doing content for disc golf? And like and then like what do you wish you knew when you first started?
So doing the content, so like actually like when you're like throwing the disc, right? Like what are people watching, right? They want to see, your whole setup. They want to see the run up, the plan, how you're actually throwing it so they can study the form and stuff like that. And so when I'm, you know, approaching it and filming it, I got to make sure I put it in the frame, right? And I want people to see the flight of the disc. That's what I'm more attracted to, besides like the throwing it, right? The whole breakdown, everything, right? I want to see the disc on the angle. I want to see it hit that type of wind where it flips and flies and, all that good stuff. And so I like to show the flight of the disc. And so my content really is about the flight, right? I'm about to start actually like tagging the name of the disc that I'm throwing because, that's fun too, right? To be like,
Mhm.
oh wow, you're throwing a renegade, and you throw it like big old turnover, hyzer flip or something in a headwind or a tailwind, and people are like, I didn't know you can do that, and so I just like showing the flight of the disc.
Yeah. Plus, that would definitely open up the door for opportunity for companies to reach out to you and be like, "Hey, we got this new disc coming out. Can you like show people what is possible with this?"
Right, right. Yeah, I try to have an open mind about all types of different discs, plastics, the flight, overstable, understable. And so, only way you can do that is to throw everything. And so I don't care what it is. If it flies or it doesn't fly, I'm going to figure it out. And it's going to go in the basket.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's an awesome way to look at it too. I like
Yeah.
that. So when you're going out to make content, like how long does it take you to figure out? Okay, a couple test throws, gotta get this angle right. Oh, that looked like terrible. Like, are you out there for a few hours? Or are you got it down to where you could just set up and film and you're done within minutes?
So I have it pretty dialed in. And then I go to I pretty much go to the same courses. So in Texas right now, the trees are grown in, so you have summer lines, and so certain holes that you would play in the wintertime where you would be able to see the basket. So I want to be able to show you the line and then show you the basket as well, right? And so I try to set up in certain holes. You'll see certain holes that I play, certain courses, and that's the only reason I play that course is because you can see the basket, or because right now in the summertime it's crazy, you can't really see much, but in the wintertime it's all open, but it just looks dead because the grass is dead and stuff like that. So yeah, I can crank it out pretty quick, and especially if I already know what I'm trying to do. If I'm like trying to throw a turnover shot, I'm gonna throw a couple of turnover shots just to show you that, you know, you can throw it in a headwind. It's gonna do this, and then you can play the skip because the wind's gonna blow the disc up like that. And if you know wind, stuff like that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty cool. I wish I had that too. When I try and go out to film myself for content, it takes me forever because most of the time I'm off the screen. Oh, I missed the throw. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, once I mean because I used to film from my bag. Like I had an AGL bag. It was like an AGL Gateway bag we got when I was sponsored by Gateway, and it had like a little pouch in the front. And I would literally just put my iPhone right in that pouch. And some videos you can see me crouched down and talking to my bag, because I didn't have a tripod. And I for like 2 years I used that bag. I went viral a couple of times because I just set it in my bag and I hit play and I just threw it. Long as I stayed in the frame, and then when you go into whatever editing tool you have, you can zoom in on it. It might look a little grainy, but long as you can see the flight of the disc, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So,
Yeah,
do you
dude.
have any current disc golf sponsors? Because you say you were sponsored by Gateway. I'd imagine you're not anymore, but do you have any others that you're currently sponsored by?
Yeah, I'm sponsored by Lightspeed Disc Golf. They're the brightest glow disc on the market.
Ooh. That's definitely something to note, especially for us up here in Buffalo, because we do fall because our fall golf is glow golf because it
Yeah,
gets dark out here pretty quick. So yeah,
yeah, dude. I love glow. I love glow golf. I mean, not a lot of people out here play it, which is crazy, but you know, I'm
yeah,
down to travel. So,
yeah. It's big up here because as soon as it gets to like October, that's when we start switching over to glow golf, and it's
dude,
like
that's
everyone's doing it.
that's my birthday, man. I'm gonna have to take a trip up there, dude.
Oh heck yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We actually switch our leagues over to glow leagues, which is hilarious.
dude, let's go. Heck yeah, I'm
Yeah,
totally down.
yeah. It's so cool. So I seen a couple of your reels tagging Under Armour, trying to get them to sponsor or get involved with disc golf. I mean,
Yeah,
that would be huge if you could pull in a big name like that.
yeah, it would be legit. I mean, I was pretty crazy like when I got accepted to just be a affiliate marketer. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Um, so what are you actually using currently to film your content? Are you still using your phone, or do you now have like a camcorder and everything?
Oh well, I have a bunch of other stuff. I really want to go live. I'm trying to set up live where I can just go live all the time. And then so that cuts down all the editing, and then you can save the live and then edit the live. And so um, right now I just film from my iPhone. I don't even know what kind of iPhone it's like a real old iPhone. I mean, it does the trick, dude. And so I do that, and then I do like CapCut, the free version of CapCut.
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
because once you figure out like your kind of niche on how you like to edit, and once it starts to work, then you just stay on that. You know what I mean? You don't want to distract them with all the craziness.
yeah,
I mean, like I just want you to see the disc fly, or if it hits the ground and goes in the basket. Like that's the main thing I'm trying to show you is the flight.
yeah.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about like the flight and form, who is your favorite person on the pro tour to watch like their form when they throw?
Um, Man, there's so many. Like, but I grew up watching Paige Pierce, and so she has really good form, and she powers through a lot of her release and the swing. So I usually when I tell people to go watch people's form, that's who I usually recommend is like Paige Pierce, Emerson Keith, Nolan Grider, like people like that. Just you know what I'm saying. Like they all have a different type of swing, but depending on what type of shot you're looking for, you can kind of study that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like for me, I love watching like Eagle, like just because he gets so much distance on his disc, and they just
Right.
fly so beautifully.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I seen Ego in person, dude. I was like, man, these dudes are tall. I mean, I'm tall too, but I'm like, man, like, I didn't know these dudes was this tall. Like, it's
You fit
crazy.
right in with them.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, they looked at me. I'm like, Eagle's looking at me, and I'm looking. What? That's crazy.
Yeah, Gannon Burr's also what 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, I was at the Disc Golf Expo in Allen, Texas, and Gannon walked past and he was like, "Put some stank on it." I'm like, "Did he just mention my video? Oh my
Yo,
god!" And so I was like,
I
"That
actually just yeah, I just actually watched that video a few minutes before we hopped on. I was like, dude, that's awesome. Put some stank on it.
put some stank on it, bro." I'm like, "Yo, that's legit."
You should come out with a shirt or something that just has that. Put some stank on it.
I'm definitely am, bro.
Heck yeah.
I gotta go do it now, just because you said something. But
Yeah.
yeah, what size shirt you wear, dude?
A large.
Okay, cool. We'll get you one.
Heck yeah.
Yes,
That'd be
sir.
awesome.
Yeah, it'd be cool, dude. I can't wait.
Put some stank on it and then make sure you have your logo on the back so people know where to find you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it
Heck
comes
yeah.
with a QR code too now. So
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
yeah, digital baby.
Yeah, that's the best way to go. Like I just figure out QR codes myself, like for my show. I came out with stickers, and you just scan it, and it pops up the show. I'm like, oh, that's so
Dude,
cool.
legit. Man,
Yeah,
times have changed, man. You can advertising, you can do like so legit now. You can be like, scan it, baby.
yeah, that is so cool.
That's awesome.
Um, so who is like your favorite of all time? To like, if you're gonna watch a tournament, who are you tuning into to watch the full tournament?
Like nowadays,
Yeah, like nowadays.
um, I mean, honestly, I don't even really watch coverage that much. But I was watching the recent Gannon Bird, you know, saga. You know, he's out here doing work. So,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, I haven't really locked down into watching coverage on disc golf. I'm just usually like editing videos or playing disc golf and stuff like that. So, I mean, I do watch a little coverage, but not recently. So,
yeah,
but really, I would say Gannon Bird because he's kind of leading everything right now. So.
yeah. I was just thinking about this. So, what'd you think of Junior Worlds? You went to Junior Worlds, right?
Yeah, man, Junior
So,
World.
what'd
That's
you
the
think
few.
of it?
I love Junior Worlds, dude. Not my first Junior Worlds was in Oklahoma, and they had played a course out there, brand new Post Oak, I think that's what it was called. And man, I'm like, I played the course. I played 9 holes, and I'm like, oh my god, these kids are playing this course. This is crazy. And a lot of them were smashing the course, so it's like, and it's fun to watch them like your first year junior world, second year, your third, like this time, like they're grown up, and they're like, "Hey, what's up, Carl?" And you're like, "Whoa, bro, like you just grew up." And they're like throwing 400, 500. Some of these juniors are 1,000 rated players, like so it's the future of disc golf, and so I don't see why most people are not out there just to participate and watch and play because this is the future. I mean, man, these they're really good players. So like,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch them play that course out there. Like those courses out there are massive.
yeah. So, do you like wooded courses more or wide open?
I do both because I throw pretty far, and so I can hit gaps through the woods if I'm dialed in right. So I do like a mixture of both.
Cool.
But
I'm more wide open. I'm terrible at woods.
well, I
Absolutely
mean,
horrible.
if you can find a disc that will hold a hyzer flip, because since everything's straight up like this, and if you're flipping through the trees, you have more time to like, you know what I'm saying, instead of just trying to go dead straight at it. And I
Yeah.
think if you had a different approach, because I throw a lot of rollers in the woods,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just because the disc is coming down like this, not coming straight like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's coming like this, and you get a lot of this depending on the lay of the land. If it's kind of sloped down, I'm trying to play the slope, and then like, because I've been to Florida, I've thrown rollers in Florida, and people are like, "You throw rollers in sand?" I'm like, when you throw a roller in sand, it slows it down. It'll make it go straight, and you'll be like, "What?" what? And so it's just, trial and error, man. Like after all these years of playing disc golf, it's all trial and error. Like
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some, but sometimes if you try it, it might go in, or you might get that birdie opportunity that you don't always get.
Yeah. Like I just played a tournament at Sunkiss Hills. That's a newer course that in the southern tier around here. And
Okay.
people were amazed like when we got into the wood section how I just forehanded everything. Like I didn't even attempt the backhand. They're like, "You're not gonna backhand a single thing." I'm like, "No, I have to look at the gap or else I'm not hitting it."
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good benefit about having a flick as well. Is you're more open. Your body's open to seeing where you're going. And if you're like a baseball player, most baseball players are forehanders. So, uh, or even throwing a tomahawk or a
Yeah.
scooter works as well. It just cuts the angle. I just like having it. Like I'll throw hyzer flip turnovers in a wooded, just because I can see the angle of it cutting over through the woods and throw it high, not low. And so, but, you
Yeah, we definitely gotta get together at some point and play around together.
oh yeah, dude, heck yeah, man. I
It,
I, I
it would be
I needed
amazing watching
a
you throw
link
so
to go
far.
out there.
Yeah. I would
Yeah,
definitely love to just see you just open it up and be like, wow.
yeah, it's fun when you can throw 500 downhill, and
Yeah.
that's why I like downhill because I like a full flex shot, like
Yeah,
it's money.
definitely. Well, as we're wrapping this up, do you have any questions for me?
What's your favorite disc?
So it was the Saki Bomb Felon, but as we know, Ricky Wysocki is no longer with DD. So the Saki Bomb line disappeared from Dynamic Disc,
Okay.
and they recently came out with the Intent, and that's the direct replacement of the Saki Bomb Felon. I
Okay.
find it to be a little bit less stable, but it's definitely more glidey. So instead of a really sharp S curve, I get a very glidey S curve when I forehand flex it.
Okay. So are you mostly forehand?
Yes, mostly
Oh,
forehand. Once in
only
a
for
while, what?
only forehand?
I have a backhand that I recently developed. Like I just learned backhand this season, like really learned it. But like if it comes down to it, I'm more comfortable with that forehand. So I'll like 9 out of 10 times take the forehand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you throw any forehand rollers?
No. I just this season as well learned because I was last season the only angle I ever threw was a flex. So this year
Okay.
I learned a hyzer flip, and
I,
that's actually has taken over as the most common forehand I throw now is the hyzer flip.
okay. And do you play the skip or are you just trying to hit all air?
Try and hit all air. The only
Oh,
time I try and play the skip is if I have to get around something for an approach shot.
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. You should try to develop that forehand flick though. It's so money.
Yeah.
It, it,
That's
it's
that.
a it's a good scramble, but if you, and especially a felon, you can forehand roll a felon because it'll stable up and
Yeah.
have a different kind of tail off on it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll have to definitely work on that during the off season.
or get those stilettos. You throw stiletto?
No, I stick with Trilogy because I'm part of Team Trilogy, so that we have to be 100%
Oh, okay,
Trilogy.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
So yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Got any more questions?
Um, I think that's it, man.
All right, cool. Um, Last question I got for you is, what is your goal for the season, and where can people find you to follow you?
The goal this season is just to keep cranking out content, and just making the best disc golf content I can. Keep you guys entertained, laughing. That's all I really want to do is laugh online. So, that and possibly play some tournaments, hopefully by the end of this year. So,
Heck yeah,
uh, and do more traveling. I just want to play more disc golf tournaments and disc golf all over the place. So, uh, about to get that passport too. That'd be legit.
Ooh, where are you
And
thinking
then
about going?
um, so I've been invited to Africa. I've been
Ooh,
invited to London, um, all of Australia. Like so, I mean, I sky's the limit. I just kind of have to
heck
get
yeah,
the dough ready, huh?
that's so cool.
And
That is
then
very cool.
so you can find me at on Facebook. It's Carl Throwild Jones. IG is Mr. Throwild. TikTok is Throwild, and that's all with one W. And then YouTube is Throwild Network. And so
Cool.
I'm on all platforms. You can just type in Throwild with one W, and pretty much all of it will pop up. So
Heck yeah.
yes,
Definitely check out his reels because I started watching them and I find them like entertaining as all get out.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to make it funny, fun, and but still like show the good skills of disc golf, and try to help people hit aces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go get aces and play
Yeah.
51. So,
Oh, speaking of aces, did you see that thing that's going on? Was it the Ace Run 2.0?
I'm not sure. I seen something that AB was doing, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Is that thing?
it it's something that I recently discovered because my buddy Chain Theories disc golf, he's a
Hmm.
small content creator and he got in onto it, and I guess it's a little competition um for small content creators,
Okay.
and they literally compete ace running. Like I guess you have to hit like five different aces at five different distances.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
so
have to check that out.
yeah, definitely. Because you were talking about ace running, I'm like, dude, you'd be like perfect for that.
Oh yeah, yeah. My one of my goals is 100 aces, and I'm at 77. So
Holy mackerel!
yeah, yeah. It's a serious goal,
Yeah, I'm at three, so I got a long way
dude.
to go.
Well, I mean, by the end of the year, let's get five.
Yeah,
Yeah, like two more. That ain't bad, and we just
not
still got enough time too. So
more than enough. Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely check out the Ace. I think it's Ace Run 2.0 or something like that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. Actually, I'll find it and send it to you so then you can find it.
Awesome. That'll work too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
All right, cool. Thanks for hopping on, buddy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nice meeting you.